This was a horrific survival game. 50 people found themselves trapped in a single sealed room, each standing within a red circle marked on the floor. They had to remain inside their circles without touching others or stepping outside the boundary. Any violation meant instant death by electrocution, yet staying still offered no guarantee of safety. Every 2 minutes, the unseen puppet master would randomly execute one person. More disturbingly, the dead would be dragged away by some mysterious force, vanishing from sight. Initially, no one understood why they were there or what the rules were. Only after several deaths did someone discover a secret. By twisting their wrist, they could control an arrow on the floor, then make a fist to lock in its direction. Whoever the arrow pointed to would become the next victim when the countdown ended. Through experimentation, the group discovered that each arrow corresponded to a specific person, and everyone could control one arrow. In other words, they could essentially vote to choose the next person to die. Despite understanding the rules, moral constraints held them back from voting when the next round began. Another person was randomly executed. Panic engulfed the room as everyone wondered if they might be next. Someone hastily suggested voting for the person who had just died, hoping to stop the killing. As the countdown neared its end, everyone pointed their arrows at the deceased's position. Yet when time ran out, someone was still electrocuted, plunging the group into deeper panic. As another round began, everyone feared they might be next. A young man suddenly stepped forward, proposing they start voting for the elderly, arguing they would die first anyway. Despite strong opposition from most, when the countdown resumed, they voted to execute an old man. After the first elderly person was voted out, other seniors were systematically eliminated. The group then began searching for anyone who looked older, quickly focusing on a middle-aged woman. This angered a middle-aged police officer. He pointed out that most people there were middle-aged. Would they be next after the elderly? The young man who had made the initial suggestion became the new target instead. After his execution by vote, the game reached a stalemate. No one dared speak up with suggestions, fearing they'd become the next target. Yet without action, someone would still die when the countdown ended. A woman wearing a hat offered a new perspective. She suggested their selection for this game might not be random. There must be a reason they were all brought here. She proposed everyone introduce themselves to find common ground. The group agreed to this suggestion. A slightly overweight woman volunteered first, but her introduction was so detailed that the countdown arrived before she could finish. Voted out for being too long-winded, she was eliminated. Realizing that rambling could be fatal, the others became cautious with their words. Despite their efforts, they still couldn't identify any common thread or useful information.